So as always, timestamps exist in case you just want to skip forward because, yeah, not really much else to look at as we are, well, I'll show you the records right here really quickly if nothing else, but we're waiting for the second round to begin. So yeah, literally 20 seconds should give me more than enough time, even though I kind of sit here and show, but yeah, being carried by Xmas Biwa. So that's the only thing to really note here. But we can just pop these open really quickly just to see. Probably should have gone Pace Ogre with... I knew better. I just wanted to try out End Closer Ogre. And you'll notice that even though you can win with NB, I mean, I just showed you that it's not so bad, but boy, is it bad. So... let's get into round 2 and off we go. And we'll see. I mean, place your bets now as you're watching this video and you're betting against nothing really, just yourself, as I do my best to survive and get to A finals. Weird things can happen. I've seen more than a few trainers as I'm doing my own thing, but let's hope we get to Group A in the first entry, and if not, well, just become sad. I think I said my win rate overall is going to be about 55%. I still believe in that, so let's see. Now, to explain things as we wait for the loading to commence, most of my entries have been kind of win-related. I think there was one really bad entry in day 1, but aside from that, it's like, you know, sometimes 2 wins only, but most of the time it's 3 and 4 wins because, yeah, I think everyone's going to the field of ends, and I'll just leave that as is. So, as we take a quick look at our competition really quickly, you can do something else at the end, but, or you can save practice partners in case you want a salty run back here and there, but aside from that, we'll take a quick look. Yeah, that looks great. And then over here, we see pretty much the same thing. So, without further ado, let's get in and see what's what in the race. But yeah, at this point, we're just going to be waiting for the timestamps. The only other thing to mention is that I am slowly getting my sprint aptitudes up because of the sprint CM coming up. So at this point, I mean, this who I have is who I get. Some people are still making their Tamamo crosses. I am focusing on sprint because I'm trying to push Gold Chip into sprint. Which is pretty much, I really shouldn't do that. I really should just try to, yeah, I think I know who I'm going to do. I'm going to do a Runaway Suzuka into 2 Pace Chasers, one of them being Gold Chip and the other one probably going to be XF Ogre. So, without further ado, let's just get into the race. Oh goodness, please let me go. But yeah, gonna get my sprint aptitudes up for the next CM. Otherwise, this one, who I have is who I get. Could, maybe if I want to go gung-ho, because I am sitting on a lot of carrots, but obviously as a free-to-play, I'm saving my carrots for the future. I think I will be getting Valentine's Day Bourbon. If I get really lucky, though, I'll probably double dip into another banner around there. I think there's one other banner. I think it's probably going to be a support card banner, but we'll see. If I pull what I want within 20 scouts of either the Valentine's Bourbon banner or another one, then I will just be happy with that. Now, the good news is, I think we have a Runaway Suzuka here, but the good news is I have a Pace Chaser, and yeah, someone's trying to rocket their Daiwa into first. But if we take first here, wait, is that a front Daiwa as well? Well, why is she so far forward? Yeah, if everything works out, everything in this race works out well, as my Christmas Ogre is also getting ready to Festive Miracle, we should be able to cut with Christmas Biwa's ultimate here. And with these presents, hopefully we pull forward to second place so we can steal angling and scheming and everything else. Now, again, the fact that the Daiwa can just proc her unique anyway is room for concern and cause for concern, but we should be slowly catching up here. There's the... Oh, no, I saw something else. Never mind. Well, yep, and there's Resplendent Red Ace, and zoom goes the Daiwa Scarlet. But if we proc all of our accelerations, we can still catch up. She is going to move around, though. Are we going to head on here quickly? We need to head on quickly if I want to catch this Daiwa Scarlet. We probably are not going to at this point. So, at this point, let's see what else we get. I didn't get a no stopping me on the falling Runaway Suzuka, but, I mean, we pull forward... And we're slowly pulling even more forward. I think we even... Did I see someone get cut there? I think I saw someone get cut there. Well, yeah, the Daiwa Scarlet, for whatever reason, dropped all the way to the back. So, at this point, here comes the Narita Taishin, the only other one in the lobby I was really scared of. I didn't proc in body and mind at an opportune moment, so at this point, sadness happens. Actually, I think we won that. Spin, Biwa, spin! Did I proc in Body and Mind? Usually I want to proc in Body and Mind right as the corner ends, and that will mean that I'm probably going to cut into any end closers. That's really the only saving grace to in Body and Mind. Aside from that, maybe some random things happen, but I'm trying to think of what it could be. I saw that the Naruto Taishin popped something right at the end there, but it wasn't enough, apparently. So I guess shrug. There could be other things, not having the extra 2040 speed from the greens because everyone's at 1200 speed. Your green speed skills are going to get cut in half, I believe, still, unless something's changed. And that can make a difference, basically. I've seen it with my own eyes. Now, whether or not it's true or it's just RNG, well, that's a different story. I think I see a debuff Nice Nature here, but out of interest, I'm going to take a look at that, but then we'll also just go down the list and just see. So, yeah, again, if everything doesn't work out for everyone, no matter how much you think you stat different someone, it can go badly. We've seen, by now you probably should have seen examples of that. So at this point, actually, we'll take another look. Just in case, I think there was someone else. No, there wasn't anyone else. All right, off we go. But yeah, bad things can happen still. End closers could get blocked, and the Pace Chaser could just not proc a downhill while someone else procs a downhill. That gives you enough distance to make up for missing like 100 speed, not having S aptitude, so on and so forth. If you don't proc your stamina skills, you also just lose, so hey. But yeah, without further ado here, we have a full Christmas Ogre loaded lobby, and I do have to keep the arrows on because otherwise I'm not going to be able to tell unless something happens. I'm talking more thumbnail talk, but yeah, any weird things can happen. A rushed immediately, but if we proc 2 gold recovery, we should be able to recover. I think I do have over stamina just in case I get rushed there, but you never know. I think, yeah, if we stay in 4th here, thankfully we have 2 pace. Well, we have 3 paces, and so Xmas Biwa will still be able to proc her unique, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm just lying, I've been lying to myself since the last day 1 video, but otherwise, yeah, we should be able to proc the unique here, unless we just get passed up there. But usually by the middle leg, when everyone starts to move forward as late surges and end closes, I don't need to worry about that. There's a Gourmand there's all the recoveries from everyone else, and there are my 2 recoveries from Christmas Ogre, by the way. Now, whether or not she's going to take it, as this CM has shown me so far, my Christmas Ogre is not up to snuff, so sadness. There's the Summer Special Weeks proc, and here is all of the Gold Ship / Xmas Biwa procs. Hopefully Xmas Biwa procs? Am I going a bit late here? One thing I forgot to note, actually I should just look it up because now I'm not sure. Oh, never mind, I can't look it up. I have something, I'm cooking something on the side, and by cooking something I mean either a video's rendering or I'm doing some game development stuff. Are we not gonna proc it? Oh, I guess we don't. Well, I guess, no, it can't have been. Is it distant? Anyway, I have to look at the requirements again. Anywho, as everyone in the world procs their accelerations here, it's time for the grab bag. But if this lobby, unless something tragic happens, we should be taking first, even first, second, maybe. I'm not going to say first, second, and third, because still weird things can happen if for no other reason my Ogre cap does not do things correctly. So, shrug, but as our Christmas Ogre does pull forward, our B1 drops all the way to the back, and at this point, it's all about 1200 speed, long S aptitude, unless anyone has home stretch, haste, or in body and mind, which we get duelings instead, so thankfully no one's running guts builds, because boy oh boy, I just expect to have a little bit more guts. Gold Chip slowly catching up there, but we have the green skills on Ogre cap to stick with place with anyone long S 1200 speed. Unless, of course, you have 2 or 3 green speed skills procking, and by 3 green speed skills, I mean Lone Wolf. If there's anything else to note here, no one's taking Lone Wolf. You really should just take Lone Wolf from people, because if nothing else, if nothing else, you're taking it from other people. If no one else is using it, you get to benefit from Lone Wolf. So, shrug. If you wouldn't really want to go gung-ho with RNG, you can place Lone Wolf on your best ace, if that makes any sense, and, you know, you can just try and get that big boost of 60 speed is nothing to scoff at. I mean, by 60 speed, I mean you have 3 green speed skills stacked on top of 1200 speed, but that's something else to think about entirely. So, I think I did run into, was this... this is someone else's Christmas Ogre, but I was trying to think of the exact stamina guts thresholds for this race, but I guess I can't think about it at the moment. I was about to say, no accelerations. Woo! Final leg gambling, here we go. Which, I mean, everyone has no stopping me, so... Shrug. Hey, here's a rice shower, by the way. Oof, this is going to be interesting to watch. And the one more Christmas Ogre, because Christmas Ogre, not a lot of aptitude S's, but we'll see if it even matters, because again, you could just get blocked, everything bad happens, and you just lose. The stacks are really like off a mood into rushed, but that's, we'll see if that ever happens. For all intents and purposes, I mean, as we do get our late starts, I don't doubt I've already run into an awful mood / rushed race. Had to cough really quickly, but I also didn't look at the composition of this lobby, how many paces we have. Hopefully we don't, maybe we did drop to 5th in that last race with Christmas Biwa, but if not here, then from what I see so far, it doesn't seem to be so bad. So, unless we get blocked by an end closer late surger in any of the races, really, my Christmas Biwa should be able to proc her unique. The real situation in which that would happen, as she does get rushed, is that there are like 4+ front runners or pace chasers, then I have to worry about Christmas Biwa. But because everyone's running end closers and some late surgers here, I don't really need to worry. Or if nothing else, one front runner or one pace chaser with a bunch of end closers, I don't need to worry about losing Christmas Biwa's unique. Although what happens here in the mid leg is a different story. I think my Christmas Biwa has enough to make up for a short rush duration. For those who don't know, basically when an Musume gets rushed, there is a certain duration that it can go on for that is random. So even if it happens, it may not be the end of the world, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when it happens, especially if you are trying to, I guess, build your ace in such a way that her stamina and guts requirement assumes that she's not going to be rushed, which is a gamble in itself. So, but as we approach the final leg here, I guess the biggest gamble of all is people trying to run 4 stamina Ogre caps or 3 stamina skill Ogre caps. But that's, again, that's to each trainer. Both sides are RNG anyway. I'm sure one's better than the other, but as we enter the final leg here and everyone starts proccing their stuff, we'll see what happens. I did not proc 777s on Christmas Ogre. There's a head on, but a little late, and whoever's ahead is gonna just stay ahead, I guess. We're keeping an eye on the Agnes 1 Christmas Ogre and the Rice Shower. So at this point, I think we're even still so far back that it hurts. So if nothing else, there's a Speed Star by a Christmas Ogre. There's the In-Body of Mine a bit too late at this point because all the end closes are probably out ahead. So we're probably not taking this one because a lot of bad things happen. So off to the next race we go. 4th, 6th, and 8th. Oof. Well, moving on. You're gonna win some, lose some. Or I'm expecting to win some, lose some. I know that I did not train all of them perfectly. There was one mistake I made in pretty much all the trainings. I think B was I rested. I overhealed stamina at least twice. I know that for sure. And even if you say well rested with 50 stamina to recover is not a waste, it is technically a waste. Goldship got some. Goldship decided to go crazy and lock me into guts training twice, and then Ogre Cap was just hard to train for me in general. She's normally not, especially if I want to just make her pace, but in my case, I did that. So, winning ticket. I think that's Slick Surge. That you have to be a late surger. 3 pace. You don't have to. You could just try to go for memes, but yeah, if you're picking Slick Surge, late surger, 3 paces, 2 lates. So unless we get oofed by a late surger somewhere in the mid race, we should still be able to keep our Biwa. I'm paying attention to Christmas Biwa because she is the one carrying a lot of my wins. So I'm shrugging in real life. That there's nothing really much else to say. That being said, there is another Christmas Biwa, so there are 2 Pace Chaser Christmas Biwas, as to be expected. Now, if we get anything else, we'll see. Immediately rushed, so yeah, that probably doesn't help either. Overall, though, you can't expect the rushed Musume to not win the race anymore, even though she was the one who has the most wits here, so that's just bad RNG. So now we're just looking for a Christmas Ogre to get 3 stamina skills. If she doesn't, she's out of the race too, and then Goldship is Goldship, so we'll see what happens. Is that a debuff for Nice Nature, or is that a real Nice Nature? I guess we're gonna find out, because I didn't take a look. But as people have their mid or early to mid skills proccing here and there to try and get in the front of their pack, here's me hoping that at least Biwa procs both of her stamina recovery skills. It is a quite sizable chunk that you lose off of being rushed, and even more so if you're rushed for the full duration, which normally shouldn't happen, but it can happen. So shrug. I see a swinging make sure on a Christmas Ogre. Again, if you're missing stats or you just decide you want more stamina, go for it, right? I'm not really going to say otherwise. But as we sit here and hope for the best, we do get our Christmas Ogre unique here. Now, are we going to get into second or get possibly even break into first is another story. You'll notice, I think I didn't mention it before, but I don't have right-handed on some of my Musume. That is a mistake. Period. It's just extra speed that you can get. It's not going to be the most important, but when I get into higher end lobbies, yeah, it is going to make a bit of a difference. So as we stick in third here and everyone's going on the inner for pace chasers, we're hoping that Gold Ship takes the outside, and yeah, we get a no stopping me as well. That would help out. We do get a Fist of Miracle, but whether or not our end Oguri closes the gap, literally, yeah, we'll have to see. Let's pump, no stopping me, but we do get our other accelerations. So cross our fingers, hope that we get out of 6th, 7th, and 5th, and hope for the best. Head on late, so yeah, as I mentioned, Xmas Biwa is not going to make it anymore. Maybe if something really strange happens, but aside from this, we're just hoping for Gold Ship. Instead, we're focusing on Naruto Taishin, because she is going to try and close this gap with this Biwa Hayahide in front, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Oh, she did run out of stamina there. Never mind. That Biwa did not have the stamina for this race specifically. Maybe she has all stamina skills in the world, but for this race, no. That animation, for those that don't know, means that you ran out of stamina. So, moving on. Third win, at least get into Group A. First entry, first day of round 2? Question mark? We'll do our best. But if it doesn't happen, then I just get sad, I guess. Not really much else to say on that front. Depends on the lobby. So as we take a quick look, and I also have to check something really quickly, we'll see it. Tamama Cross, Xmas Oguri Gold Chip, Xmas Oguri Gold Chip Rice Shower, Halloween Rice Shower, I believe. So we'll take a quick look. Might as well do this for the last race, and off we go. No stopping me. Is this a pace? It is a pace. We have 4 paces. So here's hoping that our Xmas Biwa doesn't somehow get 5th in the end closer position, from the end closer positioned Musume, but I guess we'll do our best to hope that that doesn't happen. 4 speed or 4 stamina recovery skills. Hey, hope that it procs at a well opportune time, but it is gonna make sure very good chance that you survive that. Tamama Cross being Tamama Cross, I've seen a lot of good Tamama Crosses. I've seen a few that didn't make it, but who knows, right? It could have just been the race that they were in. I don't know why I opened to that, and off we go. So, so I think someone is running with the and. It's running Musume without no stopping me here and there, but it's the other trainer in that case that we have to worry about. So as we get our running on in this race, late start Gold Ship, as to be expected. That's completely random, but aside from that, as we see in the mid, we're gonna keep an eye on the mid race from this point. Yeah, so we see a very immersed Gold Ship. I think that's the one with no stopping or any excels, but you never know, right? You never know. A lot of tragedies could happen. Everyone else could just not proc their stamina skills, and suddenly you have a race worth watching in a very funny way. So, without further ado, yeah, and if nothing else, we're keeping an eye on the mid part of this race here. My Xmas Biwa did not get lucky being the pace chaser who gets to act as the pacemaker, but it's what happens after mid-late that we're going to keep an eye on. For now, I'm just trying to keep an eye on any stamina recovery skills, preferably standing by, because there is a corner in which we watch for all the corner recovery swinging maestros, but if we don't see that from our Christmas Oguri, then I get sad. At this point, I think even just one, if I recall, stamina skill from my Biwa and Gold Chip will mean that they will survive for the race, unless they get rushed at a random point. Definitely with Gold Home Specialist, 2 rare gold recoveries proccing, my Gold Chip should be able to survive even if she gets rushed, but at this point, here's where the Anchors Away and Presents from X come out, and we'll see how the positions change for the final leg. And then after, when we get to the final leg, we can be in a good position, but if we don't proc our speed, our acceleration skills, boy oh boy. So you'll notice my commentary has been speeding up lately. This is me practicing, but as we got our long straightaways for a bit of positioning as well, our Christmas Oguri is way in the back, but that does mean that we can still proc both Moving Past and Beyonds and the other one. We don't get our angling and skimming here, but we do get Not Stopping Me straightaway spurt immediately, so we get to rocket forward here. How long for? I guess we'll find out. So yeah, those 2 accelerations from Gold Chip proccing pretty much immediately is very, very important. Now, with that said, innate experience into Festive Miracle from that Xmas Oguri could just leave us with like 3 to 5 lengths behind. But here's where we find out if our aptitude and everything else matters. We don't have any final spurt skills, so it's all on Gold Chip possibly getting to the end. If this Oguri somehow runs out of stamina, that would be weird. But otherwise, let's find out. Nope, not enough. In fact, I think that's 2 lengths worth that we missed by. So without further ado, we'll end this entry on 2 wins, 3 losses. I should be able to still make, yeah, 2.5 lengths, so a bit off, but without further ado, that'll be the end here. So yeah, not really much else to mention here. There was something I could mention, but shrug, right? We'll just do our best to move on into the finals. I am in the finals anyway, so that last video is coming out at a certain point. But as for anything else, if you have anything to say, you know what to do. If you want to support me or not, you know what to do. Otherwise, not going to take up much more of your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!